So America's biggest airports could see major cancellations and delays as 5G technology rolls out today. Airlines argue that the signal may interfere with their operations. These growing concerns have forced the Biden administration to intervene, causing AT&T and Verizon to suspend the service around many airports. But several flights to the U.S. have already been canceled. Kris Van Cleave explains.
This morning, as AT&T and Verizon are launching their new ultra-fast 5G wireless service nationwide, airlines are bracing for travel headaches.
We're going to see some disruptions. There's no question about it.
Captain Joseph DePete is the president of the Airline Pilots Association.
We want to be leaders in the world in terms of 5G, but we don't want to do it at the expense of aviation safety.
While the FCC says 5G is safe, the FAA is concerned about interference with systems that help pilots land in low visibility and bad weather, prompting a host of flight restrictions.
If there's cloud cover, if there's rain, you can't use that equipment. You can't land airports at Chicago O'Hare, at Atlanta, at Detroit. This cannot be the outcome.
Airlines warned as many as 1,100 passenger and cargo flights a day would be delayed, diverted, or canceled. So Tuesday, the wireless companies agreed to 2-mile buffer zones around many of the nation's busiest airports. The FAA says that will reduce the worst disruptions, but it has approved just 45% of airliners to operate in all weather conditions where 5G is active. Airline industry analyst Henry Hartevelt.
This could have a disproportionate effect on people who live in mid-sized and smaller towns where they're dependent on smaller airplanes that are not on the approved list.
Delta and other major airlines are preparing for weather-related cancellations due to the 5G restrictions. The nation's airports say tons of cargo shipments have already been impacted.
It's a fasten your seatbelt, hang on kind of week.
Okay, Kris Van Cleave is joining me now with more on all of this. Kris, you were actually in Denver this morning. A lot of people flying into Denver. It's sort of a gateway to some top-notch skiing in this country, which means lots of snow. So I'm curious, you got the combination of 5G, you got the combination of snow. How are things playing out with 5G activation there?
Well, fortunately, there is not snow in the forecast for today here in Denver. So, here's how I think this is going to play out. You're going to have the airlines watch the weather very closely because now your flying is very weather dependent. So on a day where the weather is good, where you can land visually without needing a whole bunch of technology to tell you where the ground is and where the runway is, any airplane's going to operate just fine. However, right now we know that airlines are watching markets like Salt Lake City, Seattle, Portland, where there could be weather, there could be fog, and fog is really hard to forecast. If there's fog, planes can't land if they're not on that approved list, and that's 55% of the airliners. So that would cause those flights to be delayed, diverted, or canceled because they won't be able to land if there's fog. Now, the big test, I think, will be when there's the next round of severe weather, the next big winter storm, because it's going to force airlines to cancel more flights than they usually would. They'll likely have to cancel earlier, and the cancellations will last longer because they would normally be able to resume operations or fly longer in low visibility with all of the technology turned on. But because more than half of the airplanes in the U.S. right now aren't approved to do that at some 82 airports, big weather is going to be a big problem, and that's a big question mark right now for the airlines. There's a lot of uncertainty around how this is going to play out over the coming days and weeks. One senior FAA official acknowledged they expect there will be bumps.
Here's the thing that I keep thinking. We've been hearing about this promised widespread 5G for a really long time, and it seems like sort of at the last minute, suddenly all these concerns about safety have sort of popped up, and I wondered why nothing was done to compensate for that, and whether or not there's anything technology-wise that airplanes can do, to handle this.
The how did we get here question is a great one. You have two regulators, two bureaucracies that have sort of overlapping jurisdiction on this narrow strip, but And this is not a surprise, by the way. The airlines have been warning there were potential problems since at least 2018. The spectrum started being sold in 2015. So there was certainly time to prepare. There was certainly time for the FCC and the FAA to talk to each other. The FCC has jurisdiction over spectrums and frequencies and all of that kind of stuff. The FAA has jurisdiction over airports and aviation and safety. Basically they control everything around an airport, set an awful lot of standards, but they don't control the radio frequencies around the airports. That's the FCC. The FCC says 5G is safe. The FAA says, wait a minute, we have some concerns. So now the FAA is going through and verifying these radio altimeters, which help pilots see the ground when they can't visually see it. They're going through and verifying that each of those systems don't conflict with or won't suffer interference if 5G is active. They've so far signed off on 2 of those systems, which are in 45% of airliners, and now they've got to go through and do the same thing for the remaining 55%. You heard Henry in our piece say he worries about small and medium-sized cities. That's because every single regional jet, those 50 and 75-seat planes that airlines fly into smaller towns, every one of those planes is on the not approved list. So is the Boeing 777, which is why you saw so many international carriers cancel flights into the U.S.
Wow. So here's the thing. 5G service has been implemented in dozens of countries. Doesn't seem like there have been any issues, any disruptions to airlines. Maybe I missed a few headlines here and there. Why is there such a concern here?
Well, I'll tell you, T-Mobile has 5G operating in the U.S. now, but they're not using C-band frequency. The concern is, and in Europe, some of the frequencies don't come as close. Basically, the frequency band that the cell phone carriers are using butts up or is directly adjacent to the frequency that these airline systems use. So the concern is if there's any kind of bleed over, you're not so worried if the cell phone calls drop out, but you are worried if a plane is coming into land and it gets the incorrect information about how far it is off the ground. That could be obviously a very bad circumstance if you can't see the ground while you're landing. In Europe, you had buffer zones that were wider than what the U.S. had previously agreed to. This 2-mile buffer zone the FAA thinks will address the bulk of the disruption, but ultimately the FAA is not going to say everything's good to go until they've gone through and verified that all of these systems work without interference. And if they find one that is susceptible to interference, it's either going to have to be replaced or upgraded in a way so that it doesn't, which is why this could stretch on for days, weeks, even months potentially.
Well, these telecommunication companies are not going to want to sort of delay their full rollout of 5G forever. This is how they get new customers, by promising, great reception, 5G reception. So, what sort of solution could come following this delay?
Okay, so today, AT&T and Verizon will be turning on more than 90% of their 5G network. And, for the wireless carriers and the airlines, they're really stuck in the middle here. The wireless carriers are regulated by the FCC. The FCC has said, you are good to go, launch this. They've delayed it twice. They've invested more than $100 billion in buying this spectrum and building this network. You can understand why they want to turn it on. That's a lot of money. If you're the airlines, the FAA tells you as soon as that turns on, you can't operate these airplanes into these airports. There's not a lot you as an airline can do, because if the FAA says you can't operate, you can't operate. So 5G is going live today, with the exception of about a 2-mile radius around many airports in this country. So if you have a phone that is 5G compatible, you should notice 5G click on. You may switch down to a 4G LTE signal, which is what we've all been living with for a couple of years now, when you get to an airport. I'll tell you, your life will go on at 4G speeds, even if you can't live stream Paramount Plus as well at the airport. Eventually, this will get worked out, and 5G will be active at airports, and planes will take off and land in good weather and in bad weather. But this is that sort of growing pain that was probably 100% avoidable. But here we are, and now they're going to just have to work through it to make sure that planes can safely take off and land, and that we can have our ultra-fast 5G phones and streaming of Paramount Plus.
Well, Kris, let me tell you, I've had so many questions about this, and you have explained everything so well to me. Thank you so much.
Sure thing. Call me anytime if you got questions.
On my 5G network?
On your 5G network, exactly.
All right, thank you. Just not near an airport, of course.
Sure thing.